Alright guys, now let's look at a more practical example of how the relativeness of cells and functions in Excel can help you out with your work, right? Because this that we just did here was for illustrations, but it doesn't really show you the value and how it's going to help you in your work, right? So let's take, for example, let's say we have let's say we have some sales data, right? And for the sales, we want to figure out what the tax is, right? Given a tax rate. So, say in sales, say we're talking about small transactions between $20 and $125. Oof, come on. I was preaching formatting earlier and here I am not aligning things. Right? Gonna highlight these. Okay, so got 8, let's do 2 more. 10 different sales, paste these as values with a control and paste values. Right, so we've got sales. No, actually, let's undo that. Control Z to undo. And we're gonna do many more transactions, right? Just to show you the value. So set up our sales column. And what we've got here, let's hide all this stuff. Alt-AGG helps you group things so you can group to hide them, right? So that's a quick pro tip for you guys. Now let's say we set up our sales column. We have 24 different sales transactions. We're going to number these 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, if you highlight the entire row, click this little plus, drag it down, it continues the sequence for you. See that? So we're going to say this is our order number. Okay. To set up the sales, right, just a bunch of random numbers, I used a ran between function, basically a random number between this bottom limit and this top limit, right? Quick thing is, every time, I think you guys already noticed, every time you update a cell, all the values that have ran between update. That's I think it's called like a volatile function because it's always updating. So what we're going to do to make these stick is copy with Control C, and then you can go paste special, and you see you have these 2 paste values. Actually you have more than that, right? You have different ways to paste. But these first 2, one is to paste by default. If there's a formula, it'll paste the formula. If it's already a value, it'll paste the values. So I want it to paste values. So take the value from the formula and just give me the value. Get rid of the formula. So do that. So now these numbers don't change, right? Even if I change something else, right? Add a 4 there, add a 5 here, add a 5 here, add a 5 here. See, now those numbers aren't changing. So our sales are in place. So now let's say we want to figure out the tax owed for each order, right? And let's say the tax rate is gonna be, let's say 7%, right? So now what I want to do is basically 75 times 7% is equal to my tax dollars owed. $45 times 7%, my tax dollar owed. $104 times 7% is my tax dollar owed, right? So let me do this. I'm gonna do 7% here. Control C to copy, highlight all the way down, then Control V to paste, right? So now I know 75 we're going to say our tax dollars owed is equal to the cell with the sales in this row or this order, 75, times a tax rate, 7%. So L21 in this case for this order number. Enter. So 7% of $75 comes up to $525. So let's be a little bit cynical and just verify on our calculator. 75 times 0.07, 525. That's on the money. So now, as we've seen before, we don't have to rewrite this formula every single time, right? Right? That's not efficient. What we can do is just take the formula, copy it. Again, shortcut is Control C. Copy it, go all the way, right? Highlight the entire, all the cells where I want to paste the formula. Hit Control V, right? And that will paste the formula, right? So we should see this. Yeah, you see that? The cells moving down as we go down, right? Each one doing the same calculation, but relative to where you initially set it up, right? Initially we set it up, give me the value in this cell of one cell to the left multiplied by one cell to the right. So here, one cell to the left multiplied by one cell to the right. That's the value that goes in here. So if we just go down here, we should see this cell highlighted multiplied by this cell highlighted gives me this. Oh, click into the function bar and you see it's exactly the beauty of Excel. It's all relative. So once you set up your formula once, you can copy all the way down and then paste the formula wherever you want it, and it should calculate relative to where you moved the formula and pasted it. Make sense? Alright guys, let's try another one, right? Let's add another dimension. Now let's say our total charge, our total dollar charge, right? Let's label this. Always good to label your columns. So our total dollar charge to the consumer, to the customer, is going to be, we know, the sales plus the tax. Oh, the sales plus the tax. So it should be 80.25 for this order. So we can use one of our functions from another video of ours, the sum function, to sum this value and this value, right? What was that function? Look at that, 80.25. So this formula says move over, to the third cell to the left, give me the sum of that one and the second cell to the left of where I'm writing my formula. And that's the value I want. So if I copy it down, that formula down to here, right, it should highlight to the third cell to the left summed with the second cell to the left, right? So I'm going to paste my formula with Control V, click the formula bar, and look at that. Third cell to the left summed with second cell to the left, right? So now I can Control C to copy my formula, highlight where I want it pasted, and then hit Control V. That pastes the formula everywhere that I highlighted. Just verifying, look at that, 99 plus 693, 105.93. That's on the money. Alright, so that's the beauty of Excel and relative functions. If you understand this, you're already a step ahead of the game as far as using Excel to automate your workflows a bit, to automate your calculations, so you don't have to manually type out one by one and figure things out, and you can put the calculator down and you can unpin this from the taskbar, because Excel's on the money. Anyways, guys, you know the deal. If you have anything that's unclear, leave me something in the comments and I'll help you out to clear it up. And like always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Of course, the next video, I'm going to show you how to start locking in cells, moving from relative cells to absolute cells, right? Which is a little bit more advanced. But once you get the hang of this, go to the next video and I'll walk you guys through that. All right, guys. See you later.